It's just in my genes. So one of the big questions that I get is about my hair care routine. And the reality of that question is that I don't really have a specific hair care routine. I was going to address it in a sketch show just because I know that there are tons of people out there who really work hard to get very specific hair. I'm dead serious. It looks like shit right now. And actually, before this episode is over, you will see what my hair actually looks like when I've finished cleaning it and everything. I just got back from a kickboxing class. So actually, let me take it out just so for those who have a reference. Like I said, it is nasty right now. Get it all out. So this crazy looking thing right here, this is my head of hair. The curls are natural. I'm going to be right up front with you. The curls are natural. I don't curl them. I don't use a product that helps them to curl. That is just how they are. I'm going to take a quick shower now that you see what it looks like when I literally don't do anything with it and I take it out. And if you give it a little bit, it'll just start settling itself, but I don't have time for that. I want to get cleaned up. I feel nasty. Okay, so I'm back. And as you can see, my hair is still sopping wet. I don't dry it. I don't use a blow dryer because then it like frizzes my hair a lot. And I don't towel dry it because same kind of effect in reality. Like if you don't let it set with itself, it's going to... Look, like I said, I'm not an expert. When the hairs start to curl, they'll be separated and then instead of like them drying together in a sense, they're kind of spreading apart and then curling, which... yes, adds volume, but at the same time, I don't think it's the volume you're looking for. My specific routine is very similar to that of the hunk from Lizzie McGuire, Ethan Kraft. A lot of you remember him. They always like loved his hair. He was always very hair-centric. I don't know what you would call it, but which is funny because just looking back at the way he looked, you know, with that hair and everything, you're just like, really? We had such a weird style back then. Lizzie's mom asked him about his hair and what he does for it, and he gives his little secret. And I don't know if any of you remember this, but he says, well, you know how on the back of the shampoo bottle it has the directions of rinse, lather, repeat, or lather, rinse, repeat, whatever it is? And then they're like, yeah, and he goes, I don't repeat. I don't know, that always made me laugh so hard. So, I mean, my hair is pretty much the same in those regards where it's very low maintenance. Like I said, I let it air dry. I don't mess with it while it's drying. Like I'll go when I wake up in the morning and I take my shower or something, I'll go straight to work, and usually my hair will still be wet when I get there. If I shower the night before, it's still volumizes overnight. I go to bed with my hair kind of still damp. I try to let it do as much drying as possible. But then it like, when I wake up in the morning, I don't know if I've ever taken a picture, but my hair will be out to like here. And it will just create this whole effect here, which is awesome. And I kind of like it. But then I have to put it back for work. My hair has gone through many evolutions. I always had that bowl cut. I had that good old 90s bowl cut ever since I was like a little kid. And I've always liked it. Like, you know, when it was longer, and then we would like buzz it by the time I was like 8 or 9. And it was kept short for a very good long time after that. And I used to spike it, like my whole head, not just like that preppy front spike thing, but I spiked my whole head. And I used a lot of gel. Going back into high school, I started doing like the center part, this whole effect, like almost like the Nick Carter thing. I tried to keep going with that for a while. In college, it went into college really, but there were a few times where I would just be like trying to grow it out, but then it would get to a certain point, it would look bad and it would look really awkward, or I would just like be like, screw it, I'm done, and I buzzed it all off. And then flash forward, I think to about the time when I was like 23 or something, probably around there. Yeah, I just straight up took the buzzers to both sides of my head and I went for a mohawk. And actually it came out pretty well. I did it myself. I think it was one of my favorite hairstyles that I had. It was just, it wouldn't work for the things that I wanted to do. I knew, especially with acting, there's not much you can do with a mohawk. After the mohawk, I started to let it grow back out a bit. But I like I said, I don't do much with my hair in regards to anything. I was just dyeing it every now and then. I bleached it. But I was working, by this point, I was working as a swim instructor. So I was working with kids, and even though they didn't really care what your hairstyle was, the thing was that my hair would dry out very easily from the chlorine. You know, my hair was like dead. It was very dead. So I just kind of let it keep growing out, and then I let it grow out to a point where I was just like cutting off all the blonde. I let it go into this two-tone brown blonde thing. And then I kind of started from scratch again from there. And then in 2015, I got my hair cut for the last time. The last time I cut it was in 2015 in June. And I know that because it was for my brother's wedding. I know that they wanted me to look a little bit cleaner. It came out as a very mellow undercut almost 2 years ago now, and now it's down to here. And I think one reason I kind of decided to let it go, time went so fast since I last got it cut. There was a lot going on. I had started seeing somebody, and then by the end of that year I was switching jobs. But the way it grew out, it was like it was growing out perfectly. I was able to pull it back for a bit, like I had just like a headband just to hold it back while I was working, and then before I knew it, like enough time had gone past, I was able to put it like somewhat back, you know, and now I can actually put it into a full bun and everything just to keep it up and out of the way during work. But I mean, you can actually see now, like some of these curls are starting to come out a bit. But the curls are kind of what people liked about it. I've gotten lots of compliments on it. It's not me. This isn't me doing the whole, my hair is wonderful, look how great it is. I know at some point I'm going to have to cut it again. I know I do have to go in and actually get it cleaned up a bit. I'm aware that you have to keep it trimmed, and I'm planning to, and soon enough I will. But anyway, I mean, that's pretty much the whole story on my hair. Like I said, like, I mean, it's not that crazy. That's the story, and I'm going to stick to it. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for whatever time you spent on this video. Don't forget to react to this video. I'm not gonna say click like or dislike. I'm just gonna let it happen. Do what you want. Thanks again, everybody, and adios.